Begin transmission.
You are listening to Corellian Run Radio, your route through hyperspace to the latest news on Star Wars: The Old Republic.
Hi, and welcome to Corellian Run Radio. This is episode 153, and we're recording live Sunday, September 20th, 2015. My name is Jason. I'm joined by my co-host, Heather. Howdy, Heather. How are you doing?
Hey, Jason.
So, we had a little new intro there for those of you joining us in the chat room. Trying a little something else to kind of get a little more, creativity into the stream. So, how's your week been, Heather?
Oh, it's pretty good. We're still stuck on Master Blaster hard mode. Where we got a little bit closer though. We got to the last phase, and I think I was on the wrong target because I don't know, I have like specific assignments, and then for this time I wasn't supposed to be on something, but I don't think it was
Oops.
entirely my fault. We still, even if I was on the right target, I don't think we would have downed it. And then on Monday, which is our second raid day of the week for that particular group, we couldn't do it because of football. I guess this is going to be an issue now
Yeah, it's
for the next few months.
this
So
just in, Heather. People like to watch football.
I know, yeah. So we're gonna have to figure out something with that. And then on Wednesday, that's our guild-wide operation. We cleared through all of the old operations. Well, not all of them. We did. EV, KP, and EC in hard mode, 16-man. And
Nice.
so I didn't have all the achievements for some of those. I guess, you do things in 8-man story mode or hard mode, and then you don't just, sometimes you just don't realize you don't catch all of them, even though you've done the operation a million times. So I did get some achievements for doing that, which is yay.
Yeah. Yeah, speaking of achievements, yeah, I was working on one that we had pretty much, I think, a good majority of some of the community, SWTOR community involved in that one. Yeah. But I
Oh,
did get
WOG.
the WOG. Yeah, it was a good time. We did EV 60-man.
Yeah, I did try to participate, and then like I just crapped out, I disconnected, and so
Sure. No, I'm just kidding.
well,
Heather's in progression range. She's like, yeah, I gotta go.
well,
No, it was a good time.
I also did the Gree event, which usually I just totally ignore that every time it comes around. But then I was like, well, maybe I should just actually do it again. And so I did the Gree event, and I got an offhand. I made it
Oh, sweet.
to hero reputation. I guess, yeah, I don't really work on that event that much as I thought I did. But I did get the offhand, and then I previewed what the main hand looked like, and I was like, oh my gosh, I wish I had been doing the Gree event because this is kind of cool.
Yeah, some of the
But
effects they have on those weapons are pretty intense. So
yeah. So I did that, and then I did Xeno Analyst story mode and hard mode when the Gree event was around. So that's what I did.
yeah, I spent some time in the Gree event, and I had already got the champion, so I was able to get the offhands and different things like that. So I was like, I hadn't been too keen on it, but I was like, I'll go for it. And then I was like, no, there's no way near I'm going to get my legend rank with it. So I was like, I kind of gave up on it. And I forgot that I had some new tunes I was running through it. And so you get all those extra purples for bringing your tunes through it. And yeah, I was like, I got so close. I saved up all my extra ones to turn in the next week right as the reset happened for the week after the event was over. And then I got within like, a few thousand points of it. And I was like, oh, you idiot. I could have had it. And I was like, well. So, but yeah, I also did Xeno Analyst. We did it a couple times. We just did story mode. And we were thinking about doing hard mode. And then it was like, well, we did the imp side, no problem, one-shotted it. And then went over on to the pub side, which those tend to be some of our less geared tunes, as we tend to play more on the imp side. And yeah, we didn't do so good. We made it through, but it was like, oh my gosh, it took us like I think 4 pulls. It was crazy. I mean, it was just crazy. Like there was one time Well, actually, 2 times in a row, I just got one-shotted. It was a ranged attack. I don't even know what happened. I guess it's when the tank was dropping his threat, moving away out of line of sight to get away from the thermal damage thing. I forget what he does. And he's getting out of the way, and typically I line of sight, and I usually don't have to worry about it. I got back out there, typical taking some AoE damage from that. And then all of a sudden, he decided to target me, and boom, that was it. So I was like, yeah, bad. So that didn't help us a couple of those times.
Yeah. One thing with that boss is because the Grey event comes around so infrequently, I don't always do Xenoanalyst every time it comes around. And even though some of the mechanics are probably, it's pretty easy, most people just aren't used to doing it. And so wiping can happen,
Yeah.
even though technically it's still a pretty easy fight. I was getting kind of frustrated because we did wipe one time. No, it was more than one time. We did wipe, and I was just so annoyed that we were wiping because it just didn't seem like it was that hard. And but that was on hard mode,
Yeah.
not story mode. We one shotted that.
Well, it was hard. I was tired of wiping, but that was on hard mode, Jason. Thanks, Heather. I feel so much better.
Were you wiping on story mode?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. Heather's like, oh, never mind. Never mind. You're a complete reject, Jason.
No!
Yeah, sure. I can read your laugh. I know what that means. No, but then like I said, I've been doing a lot of leveling, doing my leveling with my gunslinger, and I really took off on it. I'm actually ready to finish chapter 2 when I log back in. I got one more mission on it, so I've got my gunslinger ready to go, and I've been really enjoying that storyline. This is kind of cool because it's been one of the stories that I kind of saved and I hadn't done yet, so it's kind of neat to get back in there with a story you don't know everything about. And I've actually tried to avoid a lot of spoilers with it, so it's kind of cool. I don't know the fights and stuff, so I'm like, oh, is this going to be a fight or not? So I every chance I get right before I do a combo with somebody, like, okay, do I have my stems ready to go and everything like this? Because I don't know what's going to happen, so it's kind of cool. And then it turns out, it was just a conversation. But it's the unknown.
How do you
so.
like it? How do you like your gunslinger compared to your sniper?
Well, I will have to say it really on early in the beginning. It doesn't play the same. The sniper feels better, but now,
Yes.
as it keeps going, I'm getting a few more abilities. It's playing a little better, but I still think my sniper plays better for whatever reason that is. But
It's cause that one ability, that channeled ability, like the first one you have with the sniper, it's just like one long shot and then you like one shot stuff and it's like, or it's not one shot, but like it's the one,
yeah,
the
the
one hit.
ambush, or what is it with the gunslinger? I
And
still
then the
call it ambush.
gunslinger, you do the channeled thing, and then it's like multiple little shots, and it's just like,
Yeah,
it just
boom,
doesn't
boom.
feel as
Yeah.
good.
Yeah. The sniper, yeah, the way the animations go and the way the abilities play out, I really like how it feels. So, but I do like the gunslinger has the best threat drop though in the game.
Oh, Ren is asking, how's the Mortal tune going?
Uh,
Remember the
my
one that you talked about before?
Yeah, my Mortal tune actually is going good. I still have my one gunslinger is still on Ord Mantell. This gunslinger is not, but I haven't died on this one. So, but if I'd make it immortal, I'd probably die my next mission.
And just as a recap, the Mortal tune is if your tune dies at all during leveling, you just have to start over.
You have to delete them. And I did start another trooper. Got them both. Actually, my trooper's ready to leave Ord Mantell, so I'll be going on Coruscant with that. But really, we're kind of a lot of us. The 12 times XP kind of makes it like the Mortal doesn't really mean much. So some of us are going to wait, and after things get adjusted at 4.0 and go back to the Mortal tunes, so that actually you're playing at level. So it's like you got a little more wary of where you're going to go and stuff like that. So.
Well, not better, but the nicer thing too about Fallen Empire is that your companions, they'll be leveling with you. I mean, they
Exactly.
already do level with you, but their gear will level with you too. And so there's not going to be
Yeah, yeah. You
like,
can't worry about like, oh, why did I die that mission? Oh yeah, didn't even gear my companion or
yeah,
myself.
like you won't have to worry that Mako is in level 10 gear or whatever, and you're level 40. She'll be good, and you won't have to spend your comms or your resources on that because you know how some of the mission rewards it's like, well, you can get comms or you can get a new chess piece for your companion.
Yeah, exactly. I couldn't agree more. That and the fact you can actually have them be able to play any of the different modes there, whether it be healing, DPS, or tanking. So that'll be interesting.
Yeah, and while I do think maybe it's kind of a dumbing down thing that they're doing. I mean, that's just gearing up my companion is not something I want to worry about, so
Yeah,
I like it.
in a way, it's a kind of a quality of life thing. Yes.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I prefer it. I mean, it makes the game easier, which,
Well, and it should really be
yeah,
about your stats, not you should be
yeah, it's
worried
like
about
a
your companion.
companion.
So, but so actually, we have somebody else with us today.
I know.
Who do we have, Heather?
We have Master Liu. Hey, how
Master
are you?
Liu.
Hello, greetings. How are you?
Ah, greetings to you, sir. How are you? How was your past week?
Well, it was quite interesting with the WOG group. It was quite fun, and even though I hadn't had a pub side tune up to level 50 or 60, at least I got promoted to a protocol droid, so communications officer, because I had to decipher. I think, who was it? Was it Chrome?
No, it was Neff.
Neff. I had to decipher his because nobody could understand him during the run.
Yeah,
Poor guy.
actually, yeah. Master Liu is now the official translator for all WOG operations from now on.
Yeah, I'm fluent in over 6 million forms of communication, including binary.
Yeah.
So Master Liu, why don't you introduce yourself for some of our listeners that are unfamiliar?
Well, I go by Master Liu on Twitter. Have a blog that is thebalanceforce.wordpress.com. I've been playing SWTOR since beta. Previous MMOs include World of Warcraft and Star Wars Galaxies, of course. RIP, rest in peace, even though it was great before the NGE.
Yes, before that.
Yes.
Before the dark times came.
Yeah. That's good. That's good. That's good. But overall, I've been playing the game for a while, and of course, as I've said before, Heather, you've actually inspired me to get the blog up and running.
Aww.
But yeah, essentially, I wanted to kind of get some information out there, not necessarily, am I considering myself to be anything like a news reporter or anything like that, because there's definitely other channels out there that are on top of their game. Even including Dolphy. Dolphy is just a great spot to get information, look up guides. It's very known in the SWTOR community, but I just wanted to get my opinion out there. I know Retna is a real supporter of mine, and I really appreciate it. And it really caught me off guard the way the community has just kind of embraced me into that SWTOR-ness.
SWTOR-ness, I like that. Good term.
Yeah.
So now, as kind of keeping up with the game, have you been checking out with the latest news and stuff?
I've been trying to keep up to date with it. It didn't help that this past week I had, gotten sick and had some things kind of turned upside down for, myself, my personal life. And just trying to recoup, it didn't help that it's also hot out here in Los Angeles. And,
Hot, quote, quote.
oh, yes. Well, yes, it has been. Don't judge.
Don't judge.
But yeah, well, it just makes it worse when you're hot and you're sick.
Aww.
So
Exactly.
it's
Well,
just like you're miserable twice over.
why don't we get into a little bit of the news that's been going on later, and we'll definitely going to get back more to the Master Liu interview, but let's get into a little bit of the news.
From the Newsnet and beyond.
Well, since we last were on here, they've added some new story blogs to the website, plus new class changes. They added the agent and smuggler class stories, along with the trooper and bounty hunter, and then also the class changes for all those classes. So, Heather, have you checked out any of the agent stuff? And what are your opinions about some of the story blogs?
Yeah, I mean, I've looked at the class changes and stuff. For me personally, I only play the assassin, and so whatever changes come to the other classes, I mean, I'll look at it, but it doesn't make a difference. I'm still going to play my character the way I play my character. I'm not the ops leader or anything. I don't have to worry about how the other, how my teammates are doing. I kind of just worry about myself. And so, I mean, I have the other advanced classes, but I only play them through the class story, through the 1 through 60. And so all these any gameplay changes, it's cool. I mean, I don't really know if I don't have an opinion
So,
on
what do
if
you
they're good
think
or
about
bad.
the operative scoundrel move? Did you get to hear about that one?
No.
The
Oh,
whole
the new ability
the
thing.
holo traverse and trick move.
Well, they already have roll, so like why do they need to move more?
Well, yeah, it's kind of interesting. I
Okay, that's me having an opinion now.
and there's an opinion. Ding! We have an opinion. Yeah, I was talking to Master Liu about this one, and I call it, if anybody watches Dragon Ball Z, it's the Goku instant transmission maneuver, because you'll be able to move between friendly or enemy targets, I mean, without breaking stealth. And so that'll be interesting about that.
Yeah, like they already roll away from you in PvP, and now they're just gonna like run away from you even more.
They're just going to disappear. It's going to disappear. Boom, gone. Then they'll leap back to you after a 45-second cooldown and then stab you in the back. So, how about you, Mr. Lou? What do you think, sir?
Well, some of the changes actually I was looking over. Um, I honestly haven't played an operative. I have not leveled one up out of the 4 years that I've been playing this game.
Do you have
Um,
a scoundrel?
I have a scoundrel. But she's mostly heals. So
Did you get to check
I,
out any of the healing abilities and stuff, the new passives that they're talking about?
well, I know that the biggest complaint is that they would like to have, at least for myself, and a few other guildies, they want to have it be a little bit more burstier as far as like heals. Even though like each of the healing classes have their own sets, like Sage and Commando are pretty much like the flavor right now. Um, but I know that at least with scoundrels, they're more widely used in like colossal monolith, where you can kind of bunch up everyone together and heal on top.
Yeah,
But overall, I'm kind of looking at it right now.
the new passive, the Enduring Culto and Prolonged Prescription, kind of seems like it could be something, may not be as bursty, but it's definitely going to give you, another 3 seconds duration on those probes. And is that another one? So that's going to be kind of a nice thing there to help with those. You won't have to be like replenishing those as quickly.
Well, that's true. I mean, in that case, I don't know. Personally, I'm the type of person where reading it is one thing, but
Seeing how it performs.
execution is a whole nother aspect.
Gotcha. Makes sense there. Now, on the other side of things, move on down, especially when talking about the agent and smuggler. We also do the other side of things, which I'll kind of, dip my toe into this one, the sniper gunslinger. The new active ability for them, the Imperial Preparation or Bag of Tricks. Now, from the name of that, it would seem like that's going to be pretty cool. And
Bag of tricks. That sounds like it's gonna be so cool.
I know, trick or treat,
Uh,
woohoo! And it's a reset on your cooldowns. Now,
it's a
granted,
reset on like defensive
yes,
cooldowns.
and defensive
It's
cooldowns.
like You
So,
know, compared to the operative scoundrel, I mean, that seems kind of cool. Like they get another speed thingy. This is just kind of like,
which
okay,
actually now I know, and I know Redna's in chat right now, and I know I've talked to Galdarian Drew used to be on Corellian Run, and I talked to them, and actually when you put this into playing ability like Master Liu was talking about, when you actually see it played out, actually having to reset on those cooldowns will probably be more of a benefit. But as a sniper, I'm like, could I have a wow factor? I mean, I'm seeing all these new
Yeah.
abilities. I'm like, just one where like, oh, but I guess honestly, more than likely, people will look at everybody else and their wow abilities like, hey, you need to nerf them. You need to nerf that class. So, meanwhile, snipers can just sit in and trench forever and just keep plugging away at people. So, so you guys get to check out that. Let's see the other thing in the sniper one, engineering. Now this was one that kind of got nerfed for a while, and it looks like they've done some major overhauling on it. And in fact, I was talking with Lou right before the show. There's actually 3 different abilities, whether they be passive or active abilities, that they actually moved down. You'll actually be able to train in them sooner, as opposed to majority of everything in 4.0 looks like they're going to be pushing back some of those things. So that's kind of interesting. So I don't know if any of you guys play any of those specs in the Gunslinger or Sniper.
I have not
well, you
played
know,
engineering.
sniper gunslinger, that's a really popular advanced class. In my opinion, I feel like a lot of people have those, or you know, that was their favorite.
Yeah, that's true.
Well, I mean, I've tried Virulence, and that definitely seemed fun. I'm not gonna lie. I felt it was just it gave a little bit more umph, more wow than Marksman, at least for sniper.
I played marksmanship
Yeah.
when I leveled.
I'm kind of being in Marksman. I'm not talking too much about the new passive Marksman gets because I don't want it to get nerfed, so we'll just move on past it.
Ah,
The extra, like, what is it
everyone be
called?
quiet about that.
The Marksman sharpshooter's touch and the finesse, the marksman's finesse, where you get extra increasing armor penetration and damage dealt by your next follow through by 10%. Yeah, stacks up to 2 times. So, like I said, there's not the real wow factor some of the new abilities, but yeah, they're going to be doing pretty well. So, how about the Trooper Bounty Hunter? Did you guys get a look at those things, or do you guys play the
Briefly.
Trooper?
I mean,
I had
like,
both of those.
Yeah.
yeah, I play Trooper and Bounty Hunter, Merc, Commando.
No, Heather.
I really like healing, so.
Yeah, I was gonna say
I
you're the
think
healer on this. What do you
sorry,
say?
after my next right now I'm leveling a Marauder. After that one, I think my next one is going to be a power tech because I already have a Vanguard and I have a mercenary. So I like to play both the advanced classes. So I'm probably going to have a power tech next.
We'll definitely
Um,
go Shield Tech or the Shield Specialist there because you'll get a new ability called Translocate or Transpose. You'll be
yeah,
able to
that seems really cool.
swap places with a group member. So
I'm guessing you will drop the hut ball if you
yeah, probably.
yeah.
I would
Yeah, kind of
say
like the
so.
spacewalk thing.
Yeah, similar to Phase Walk. But think about this: the real beauty of this ability. I may do it just to troll people because think about it. You know the droids in Dread Fortress about to die. Oh yeah, I'm swapping with somebody. You know those droids about ready. The big red circle. Everybody
Oh
pulls
yeah,
back.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
I'm the
Red.
power tech. Swapping places, buddy. And
Wow.
just trolley troll.
I
Or
am.
the old what Sorks would do. Excuse me. They jump off the mountain or jump off the railing and then pull somebody. Well,
Oh
now you
yeah.
could jump off and transpose with somebody, and it's like, yeah,
Yeah,
they're
that
following.
sounds like it would be
So it's
something
a lot of
that
laughs now.
you can kill your friends with.
I guess I'll have to see the actual benefits where it would be positive results for the group. I guess when you're switching, I guess for a tank swap, that might be cool.
Yeah, yeah.
Tank swaps would be really neat that way. That would be instant. I mean, you're talking now. If that happens for tanks, wouldn't that be the flavor of the month for anything that require tank swap? You guys are both progression raiders.
I could see a benefit during the hard mode torque fight for the debuff Sick of You.
Ooh, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you're right. Anything with like a tank swap, it's useful.
Yeah. I guess other than that, maybe PvP would be where you probably see a lot of that, being able to switch positions with somebody.
Oh, I wonder,
That would be
does
interesting.
it say a range?
What's that?
Does it say a range of how far they have to be from you, or how close you have to be to them?
It doesn't say in the write-up they give us. I'm going to say
20 meters,
20,
like everything else.
maybe 30 meters or something like that.
Yeah.
I don't know, though. That's interesting. It doesn't give you a distance, though.
Yeah, because I mean that you could totally just ruin your friend's day. It's like, oh my God, I'm getting killed by all these people in mid. Let me just click on my friend and switch places with
Whoops.
them.
Nope, I'm not going to die. I'm out.
So I don't know. I guess we'll see. We'll see what the range is on that.
And then let's see. You play Merc there, right? Did you get a chance to check out any of the healing stuff on that, Master Liu?
For that, like I said, I was looking it over right now, try to get myself refreshed. I don't know. The thing that looks interesting is the rocket out / propulsion round.
Oh, they'll back you up
So
20
so
meters.
mercenaries run away,
Oh,
or they run away from a fight.
oh, wow. Now, see, honestly, I kind of like that ability. I wish they would have given it to snipers, maybe to reestablish. Because what sniper is going to roll into the bad guy? I mean, and I know you can adjust your camera, and everybody's saying, yeah, you could actually roll away. Yeah. And then I have to turn my back on the enemy, but I kind of like this ability. I think it'd be good if you're a merc. I mean, playing my mercs and be able to jump back another 20 meters and then start launching my rockets again at them. I kind of like that.
I thought you said 20 years, not
20
20
years.
meters, and then I thought about it for a second. So sorry if that wasn't
Yes,
funny.
you can
But
now
I thought you
move
said
back
you go
20
back
years.
20 years.
Use Back to the Future.
Yeah, you're traveling 88 miles an hour. Oh, the younger viewers are like, what are they talking about?
But those kind of things, those are like the most annoying things in PvP when, when there's force barrier or they roll away from you, or now they rocket out away from you. It's like, oh, come on, just fight me. But I guess it's a defensive.
Said the melee class.
Yeah, I mean, if they run away from me, then I have to go run after them. So
Well, that's the idea. I want to
I
stand
know,
away from
I know
you
that's
going
the
pew pew.
idea. It's just like, come on and face me. But I guess if I'm feeling that.
Yeah, you and your double-bladed lightsaber.
I don't want to be in a war zone with Heather. She's starting to scare me. Face me.
Face me if
Bring
you dare.
it.
Bring it
Yeah.
on.
Yeah.
Let's see. Actually, the healing, increase the healing done to cultal missile, progression scan, and successful treatment by 5%. That seems like a big increase.
It does.
Wasn't Merc's pretty good on the healing end of things already?
On Merc side, yeah. I honestly don't have any real complaints about the Merc healing or the Commando healing.
I mean, I know the last bit of changes kind of gave the slide to the Sorks. Now it kind of looks like it's back in favor of the Mercs there. So, just again, like we've said, it'll have to see how it plays out in the testing that's going on right now and closed, and then maybe when it gets out into the public test. And of course, when it officially goes live, I'm sure there'll be a lot more balancing with those changes. Anything else you guys see on those?
Well, hopefully they've made it a better because I personally I really enjoyed Innovative Ordnance, but there was just some things with the heat.
Yes.
It just didn't. You hiccuped at a certain point, and it just kind of hampered your DPS. So instead of being able to really take full advantage of it.
Yeah, I know we had Michael from Death and Taxes on, and when he was talking to us, when we interviewed him, he was talking about how the changes, and even a YouTube video that he put up there, the changes on the actual rotation way back in the day. So maybe in some of the changes coming out, they're going to really finally get over the hiccup of the heat in that instant, in that rotation and stuff like that. So, but again, in some of this write-up, we don't get to see the heat for each of these things or what they actually release in the heat. So we don't have the full. We just have pretty much the names of some of these abilities and kind of what they have projected that they will do. So once we get things where they will play out, we'll have to see what happens then on that front. So we will also, by no means are we expert on any of these classes, even though some of us play them. So we will have the links to all of these changes in our show notes, so you can check those out and definitely check in with the forums. And I'm sure some of you in the chat room probably have your opinions on some of those changes and probably are better suited to answer some of these. So definitely be looking for those in our show notes. But today we actually had, well, actually it was late last night, I believe. We had a little bit of breaking news. I think we'll go ahead and look into that, the breaking news. And Heather, do you know what that was?
No. I'm sorry.
Oh, that's
What's breaking news?
Oh, we talked about it right before we went on the show. Drew Karpyshyn.
Oh, okay. That breaking news.
That
I
breaking
wasn't sure
news.
if it was the thing on the
No, the other
on
thing.
the show notes or the other thing. And
No, the one
okay,
thing.
yeah, yeah. So we were talking about it before the show. If you don't know, he's actually the guy that wrote the Revan book in the Old Republic series of the Star Wars novels. So I was joking. I was like, well, maybe they're gonna bring Revan back to life.
Oh my gosh. See, now you're going to say that. See, you said that off the air, and I thought, no, she's not going to say that. See, now you're going to start a rumor that Revan's coming back.
Oh, I've
Since Drew.
started lots of rumors.
She's been saying that a long time ago, and even myself, I'll even back her up on this. But you don't even really kill Revan.
Oh, man, don't see. Man, don't say that, because now you're going to get the masses.
I hope to God that that's not what they do. I think that Drew how do you say his name? Karpyshyn?
Karpyshyn.
I didn't read the book, even though even though I have like a bunch of copies of the
I was going to
book.
say, you haven't read it yet?
Yeah, I have a few. But yeah, I mean, I hope they don't bring Revan back, but I'm sure that he has some other great Star Wars type stories in his head that I think will really help with what they're doing in the game. I mean, he obviously knows the Old Republic, so
Yeah.
Well, if you had a choice, what would you prefer, Malgus or Revan?
Ooh, it's got to be. You got to bring.
well,
Malgus.
obviously, I mean, they beat Revan to death. Well, they beat the Revan story to death, literally. So they have to explain what happens with Malgus. I mean, I know we did push him off the what do you call that? The thing,
Yeah, but he
and
just.
he dies. He
Off
dies.
the
Nobody
Carbonite
falls.
truck?
Yeah. Nobody dies if they fall down the shaft, though, in Star Wars. You
Yeah,
know that, right?
yeah, but we still have that
There's a big landing
image of
air
him
mattress they hit.
in the carbonite. So
Yeah.
They had a stunt double.
Now I have a question though. You guys don't want Revan to come back. What if Revan comes back as like a Force ghost, like Obi-Wan or something like that, as part of our story?
I could see Drew probably doing something like that. I could definitely see that.
Now, I mean, I don't think we need to have Revan in this story, but I could definitely see that possibly as some link between the stories that are going on presently and how they kind of ended up kind of maybe a tie into that.
Well, I probably would say that there are some definitely hardcore Revan fans out there, and I'm pretty sure some of them would love to see something more, or have a chapter close, or a new chapter open for it. I mean, everyone's a little different when it comes to late stories, but I know myself personally, I don't feel as though the Revan is concluded, but I definitely want to see more of the Malgus aspect.
Yeah.
I mean,
yeah,
definitely.
I mean, there's so many characters in the Old Republic lore that they could explore. I mean, there's stuff that they left like on other planets that that we just did not even touch.
Hmm.
I would like to see, as much as I like to see Malgus, definitely like to see Malgus, but another group, and I'll say group, and actually person, I would like to see the Mandalorians and Mandalore play a bigger role in the future
Yes.
expansion.
Yes, I think that was one of the questions that was presented at one of the cantinas, if I'm not mistaken.
Hmm.
And that I could see that really taking off on that.
So, but we did get the announcement though, as of last night. And that was via Drew himself on his Twitter and also his blog that he is definitely working back with the game. He's not writing any SWTOR novels, but he is working with BioWare on the game. So definitely keep an eye on that. And for with that, I think we have another little news item that I think maybe I kind of skipped one. So we're going to go back and pick it up. Now this has to do with the expansion about the Nico Okar, and they have kind of a little bit of recant or actually changed their stance on how we would be getting that companion. Did you guys get to see that dev post by Eric Musco?
No, I didn't.
No, we don't
Okay.
just subscribe.
Well, actually,
They don't want our money? What?
no. He says, "Hey folks, as I mentioned in my previous post, the plan for getting Nico in the Fallen Empire was that you would recruit him into your alliance as you were playing through the storyline. However, knowing the concerns about how you access Nico, we are also going to send you a token in the mail which will allow you to have Nico right away. If you want to get Nico as part of playing through Fallen Empire, you can still do that. Just delete the token from your mail and you will get him naturally. On the flip side, if you claim the token, we will still let you do his recruitment on the mission later. You will just already have him. This way, the decision is in your hands on whether you want to get him as part of the recruitment or if you want to just have him right away. And it is worth repeating that the Nico is only accessible to those subscribers who qualified for him. Hopefully that clears up any confusion." He puts in parentheses, which I created, Eric. So I think this is a great move by BioWare. I don't think they were as open with how they had planned to give Nico out in the story. And as a subscriber reward, even though if that's how they planned, if they would have originally announced it, I'd have been fine with it. But I think as a reward, they were kind of kept that in the dark. So I think this is the best way. So it puts it in the player's hand how they acquire Nico. What do you guys think?
Hey, I have a question. So, say you didn't subscribe to get him, can you
Correct.
still obtain him during that little rescue thing that you do, or during the storyline?
As far as we know now, the answer is no.
Okay.
Now, I believe there was a question during one of the Cantina events, and that was asked. And I think the same thing they said at this time. When they say something like at this time, could it possibly later be a cartel a market item where you could actually purchase him to unlock him, similar like Treek, or access like to HK? Because it seems like it's going to be like a little storyline thing to unlock him. So maybe it'll be like an HK thing where you actually have to go and actually unlock Nico. So I could see that happening in the future. I mean, I would I think it'd be stupid on Bioware's part to not look into that for the future. I mean, because if people see you running around with Nico Akar as your companion, a lot of people are going to say, "Hey, how do I get him as a companion? How'd you get him?" And so I think just by word of mouth, I think that would generate more people wanting to get him as a companion. But I do like the fact that maybe it is just a reward. I don't know.
I don't know if to get the community to spend a little bit more money on the cartel market. I don't know. I don't know. I think eventually they would probably have something like that that would be on the cartel market.
So
'Cause that's just like money that they're passing up if they don't do that. Really.
yeah. But then again, if they do make it to where you can just get it off the cartel market, wouldn't the community just say, well, they're giving the rewards out to everybody? It's not really a subscriber reward?
Well, I mean, they do that with like lots of aspects of the game. It's like, oh, hey, PvP, here's a cool Rancor.
Yeah.
and they were happy for like a second, and then there were other wrinkles that you could get in the cartel market. So, I mean, it's probably going to be in the cartel market, probably. But I don't know, things like the blaster set, the duster code, and the other subscriber rewards things, I don't think they would put that back into the cartel market.
No, I don't
I
think they
think
would put those
those would
things.
be exclusive
Yeah,
for for being a subscriber. So I don't know.
yeah, I'll definitely have to see. So I do like. What do you guys think about the move though to giving the option for those people that qualify, able to choose what they want as far as when they get the companion?
Oh, it's fine. I mean, like for someone like me, I'll go play the Nico car story once. I mean, I guess we'll still play through it again, but I mean, what if on another character I just want to have him right away? I don't want to go through the whole rigmarole just to get him again. So I mean, it'll be nice to have after you've done the story once.
Yeah,
I'm not the type to, just give it to me now. I mean, I'll play through it once.
yeah, yeah. I'm kind of that same
Oh,
way.
once, at least once.
Huh. Yeah, I definitely. I would like to play through it once and acquire him as they intended, and then after that, like if I have a smuggler tune, then my idea is maybe quote doing the whole RP kind of thing. I find Nico early on in my story, and it's me and him are going just as a companion, pretty much, and trying to figure out how to, bring the Republic back, etc., etc. So I think we will jump in to the community news. Yeah, I know. I said community news. I meant community buzz. That's why we had the sound of the bees right there. Buzz. It's kind of giveaway. And have we been enjoying having our guest Master Liu with us? We're going to get into a little bit of Q&A with him, a little more in depth in the interview. You ready for it, Master Liu?
Yeah, sure.
Sure. You sound so positive on that.
You sound so sure.
So sure.
I am.
Don't worry. I like it, I think. Heather's put down the double-bladed lightsaber. She's not going to just come at you right now, I think.
Oh, good. I get to live one more day.
He was worried.
So we did ask you to introduce yourself earlier, just to recap. So Tor blogger. So what drew you to Star Wars? If you could be in any of the past films as an actor, or hey, as an actor, or one of the new films, what role would you take?
That that is a really great question. Even though I know it's almost like it's a two-part question. Well, first of all, what drew me to Star Wars is it's Star Wars. I mean, not a lot of it needs explaining there. Everyone has their own interpretation of it, but I think it was one of the best, sci-fi films that was released for its time. Um, it's something I probably would say that over the course of the Star Wars history, you get to see the rise and fall of a main player in the movie. So the story is being told of, good and bad. So I think that that's one thing that it can really, pertain to our internal struggles with, good and bad and choices that we make and how it affects other people. I think in a moral standing, it shows that goodness, and how sometimes outside influence can affect us in a negative way, but to be able to come back, and redeem ourselves, to shy away from the negativity and be something better, something of a whole different nature. The second question to that, or the second part of it, that one almost has me stumped because I'm a big Master Yoda fan. I love the little green guy. I think that he holds so much wisdom that you know, to see things through his eyes over 900 years or close to 900 years would probably say a lot. Um, but as far as if I could be, if I could play, either in the past films, I don't know too much about the new film. Um, I'm kind of torn between this one. This is a good question. This really is. I'm like sitting here gripping my hands together. Um, oh, okay. I'm gonna say this. Qui-Gon. I liked his character. I like his role. I would love to play him if he were, killed off. Um, but I think the character, his admiration, I think just how confident he was in the things he did. There was never a second guess about him. You know, I
Mhm.
think, in my mind as I'm playing through certain scenes in my head. But of course, the other side to that would be like, well, it'd be kind of cool to play Boba Fett.
Very true. Very true. Very cool. Gotta like the Fett. So now, how would you prepare yourself for a role in the Star Wars universe? Pick one of those roles and say you're trying to prepare yourself for it.
For actually like filming or from like you're talking about in game.
From an actor's point of view, because I don't know if you actually expanded upon that. You're actually studying to be an actor, correct?
Yes, yes, I have been studying acting for a while. It's been a dream of mine. Since I could remember, I had been fascinated by being on set, the acting aspect. It's it's funny because I've been going to my acting studio, and to be somebody else, to not have my current inhibitions, to be somebody else who's free, to get out expression that probably normally I wouldn't do. It's like coloring in the lines, and then you get a chance to color outside the lines and just do whatever you want. Well, of course, in a safe environment within reason. Don't take me wrong.
Yeah.
But I mean, to answer your question, to prepare myself for this, I think that in some aspects, you'd want to know a little bit background of the character. You'd want to know if they were what their goals were, their personal determination, personal goals. Uh, there were some personalities, depending on what it is. I mean, some characters, some actors. I mean, like for example, Johnny Depp. I mean, we're still under the same umbrella here because it's Disney. Um,
Now it's Disney.
yeah,
Oh, that's a good point.
but Johnny Depp got to create Captain Jack Sparrow. So essentially, this character on paper who has nothing, and Johnny Depp just brought him to life. Everything about the way he talks, his mannerisms, the way he moves, costuming. I mean, everything he brought to the table on that. So I think it just really depends on how much creativity that the director or the writer gives to the actor to be able to bring that to life. And one of the important things is for you to just get out of your way and let the role come through. So I mean, it depends. It really depends.
I do have kind of a discussion thing about that. I mean, if we look at, okay, here's me going off, but but if we look at the prequels and you look at characters, say like Padme, played by Natalie Portman, obviously we know now she's an amazing actress, but back then, I remember I read an interview saying, or well, she interviewed saying that Star Wars almost ruined her career. People thought that she couldn't act because of the way that she's directed. She actually could not be she could not do as much with her character as probably that she wanted to. So I'm hoping in the new movies that the characters or the actors will be able to bring a little bit more to their characters, and the directing will be a little bit
Well,
better.
you have an interesting point there, and I'm gonna say this, that maybe because honestly, if you know, that's really interesting for you to say that Natalie Portman let me try this in English, in an interview had said that it almost ruined her career. But you know what? I don't remember any type of backlash in regards to her character. And personally, myself, looking back and playing through in my head, certain scenes, I think I think the way that the character was played out was intentional, based on, you see her, you know, being this royalty, and you can't really do a lot. You can't color outside the lines when
Hmm.
you're royalty. So you have to. I mean, take the Queen of England for example. You don't really see her doing something like crazy out of the box, kind of a thing. But I think as later, you see her as like a senator, you start seeing more of a softer side to her, a more um, uh, emotional. So I
Yeah,
think that
yeah. It's the interview. Basically, she said that people thought she couldn't act because of the way she was directed. So that's basically it. Not
yeah, no, no, no. I mean, I find that interesting. I mean, I'm not arguing with you or anything, but especially now that you have the double bladed lightsaber down. Um, but it's sometimes though you have to take a different viewpoint on whether that was part of the character, whether that was a development of the character. So you see growth over the course of the movies, at least in my opinion.
all right. Well, little prequel discussion there. So earlier when we talked to you, we did ask you about your blog and how you got started, and that you like to blog, particularly kind of more about your opinion and not necessarily news. So I know those are some of our interview questions that were in there. So let's just move to the next one. So, what's your favorite thing about attending community cantinas? I know I've seen you at least two. Have you attended
Yes.
more than that, or
Yes.
what do you like about those?
Well, I went to the LA one, which was a downtown, and that one, I have honestly say I was a little bummed about that one. It was in a very small place, couldn't hear anything. It just didn't seem as though that it was like that whole what's the word I'm looking for? That camaraderie. It seemed as though like that LA one, it just was at a bar. It's like as if you were going to a bar. There wasn't anything else about it. Didn't draw anybody there. It was a poor attempt of trying to use a one of the small bullhorns to try to get everyone to listen. I couldn't even hear the questions that were being asked to some of the developers. But as far as the Anaheim one, where I met you, and of course I met Marshall and Will and Jesse and Chinook over at San Diego. I mean, it felt like night and day. So to answer your question is, meeting new people, seeing how much, the fan base and just attends these things. It's almost so overwhelming and mind blowing to see everyone just enjoying, you know, SWTOR. I mean, it's incredible. It sometimes just astounds me.
Yeah, yeah, as someone that has attended probably more community cantinas than a lot of people,
Yeah.
I think they are so much fun. I mean, even I just I don't know what to say. It's just no matter what's going on in the game, when you meet other players, it doesn't really matter so much about all the little details. When you're there, you're just fans of SWTOR, and that's what I really like.
I completely agree. I mean, you don't have to have much news going on when you're able to put like faces with names or Twitter accounts. You know, you're able to actually see a person you may be communicating with a lot of the times, almost daily, but yet being able to see those person, you know, face to face and actually get to talk over the game that you really love. It's kind of
Hmm.
cool. I mean, it kind of brings it all home, like you guys were telling.
It's really funny though, because I mean, a lot of the times you're standing in line, whether to be, signed in or whatever, and really the thing you wind up looking at the person next to you in line or whatever, and you're just like, um, so what server you play on? And that pretty much is the icebreaker right there. Like, oh, what do you play? Oh, okay, what spec? And it just starts to bring out more social aspects, and
Yeah, and
especially.
and you're not so worried. It's like, well, I've done this, this, and this in game, and you've done that, that, and that in game. I don't know. It's not really like that when you meet people in person. It's just like, oh, cool. You play this class. You play on this server. What now? Just have fun. It's not. I mean, I don't know. Maybe I'm just meeting the wrong people or something. Maybe I'm meeting the great people at the community cantinas. But it's just we're not so much worried about that when you meet other players in person.
Yeah. Well, honestly, I haven't met a bad person at a community cantina.
Yeah,
You
they
know.
say that for the internet.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. It's
Oh wow.
all those people can be located in general chat on Fleet.
Oh
Oh my gosh.
As I'm gonna wind up probably getting some backlash from this point. But overall, yeah. I mean, it's so many friendly people, and I mean, even the cosplayers from the San Diego, community cantina. There, I even got to take a picture uh, with this one girl in cosplay, and she, it was really funny. I wound up tweeting out, so what's a Sith like you doing in a place like this? Hashtag. And her costume was really nice. I know that there was some other costumes and everything, but I found her cosplay, quite nice. Um, and I mean, everyone there is just friendly. There's no judgment. It just brings a whole different social aspect.
So now you've been talking about a bit going to community cantinas and everything like that in game. How long have you actually been playing SWTOR, and kind of one of your favorite things to do in game?
Uh, Favorite thing? Oh well, I've been playing since beta. It was one of the beta weekends, so it wasn't the actual beta, as some people would say, but it was one of the beta weekends, and been playing it ever since launch. So what's the game going on? 4 years now, close to 4 years.
Yeah.
So yeah, and had some ups and downs with the game. More so with some of the guilds that I've bounced in and out of until I kind of found a couple places that I can kind of call home. Um, but what I like to do in game, I I actually enjoy progression rating. I never thought I would, as I'm kind of like saying that out loud. Um, but I find it the ability to challenge oneself to be a better player, or whether to get a little bit more numbers out as far as healing. DPSing, I'm still trying to get used to, but I've always been playing healing class. I played healing class in World of Warcraft, and my main character, Akara, up on Jedi Covenant. It was my little tribute because I had a night elf that had white hair, so she's got white hair. Um, I just really enjoy healing. So, as far as like ops, runs, trying to get some achievements that are just really not too far-fetched. I'm actually almost done with the McKeb stage weekly.
So
But
now
it's,
you mentioned progression. Where are you at in progression rating right now?
well, right now we've gotten to Torque hard mode, and we've gotten to Commanders in Temple of Sacrifice.
Oh wow, nice.
So, well, actually, no, we've gotten to Revan, but we just never,
Never got him down,
yeah.
So you mentioned World of Warcraft. What other video games do you play or have you played?
uh, well, other ones that I have played, Elder Scrolls Online for a little bit, uh, World of Warcraft, Star Wars Galaxies. I mean, even still, even to this day, I play the SWG EMU, which is the emulator for SWG. It's just funny how it just brings back some of the nostalgic memories. Um, I enjoy the Arkham games, Arkham Knight, Arkham Asylum. Uh, been playing the Star Wars Uprising on my mobile device.
Very cool. I've seen that a lot. Several people have been trying that game out.
Yeah, we got in with Chinook, and we're in a cartel called Frosty Beverages. So that's been quite interesting.
Nice, good name, Frosty Beverages. So now, what hobbies away from video games do you have?
Well, I like I to answer your question from before, my real passion is it's been acting. Other things that I do, obviously, besides SWTOR, try to hang out with friends, get out, go to the movies. Lately, before I got sick, I have been actually hanging out with a few directors and going to events and trying to network, market myself, kind of in a way. I'm kind of a foodie, but I mostly like to cook at home.
Very cool, very cool. So now I think those questions we kind of gave them a general idea what was going to happen, but I think we're going to bring it to the rapid shot round now. What do you think, Heather?
Yeah. And the key to the rapid shot round is you need to answer the question fast because
Fast.
they're rapid shots.
Rapid
Get
shots.
it?
Oh no!
And he has no prior knowledge of these questions. So Heather, you got the first one?
Yeah. So
Creed.
let's do. What is your favorite Star Wars film?
Empire.
Would you rather act in Star Wars or live in Star Wars universe?
Act.
Which faction, Empire or Republic?
Ooh. Ooh. Empire.
You didn't feel pressured to answer it that way, did you?
No.
Okay, good.
Because it would be
It didn't
nice
matter. That was the only correct answer there is.
to be able to play a bad guy, like Thrawn's character, that would be like phenomenal.
Which weapon, lightsaber or blaster?
Lightsaber.
Who's your favorite Jedi, Obi-Wan or Luke?
Obi-Wan.
Right. Who is your favorite Sith?
Malgus.
Nice.
And who is your favorite Star Wars actor or actress? Or both, name one of each.
Liam Neeson. I enjoy his role, and as far as actress, I'd probably say Natalie Portman because I think she's cute.
Well, you're honest. That's going to end the rapid shot round. Nicely done, sir. Nicely done. And I think
I
we've
like I like how you actually have the my picture there next to the rapid shot, with the Mandalore.
Mandela. I kind of like that scared look you had in your face there too.
Yeah, well, it's he told me that you know, I, he caught his bounty, so I was like, oh no,
Busted.
I know, right?
We've got a few community extras we're gonna throw in here real quick. We'll get to our quick mentions. Actually, there was some new updates to Star Parse this past week. I noticed when I did my update for that, you now can have a verbal poll or countdown for your breaks, and those can be initiated by any admins in the group that you're parsing with. There's also some new UI healing interfaces that you can have there. Also, if you've ever been in a group and everybody goes, "What killed you?" or "What ability got you?" Most of the time, it's like, I don't know. I think it was lag. Yeah, that's it. Now, anyone in your group will be able to see what exactly killed you. I mean, you can still claim lag, but they're still going to know exactly. So, there's definitely some interesting updates that they provided there for Star Parse. And also, I think there's a way now, as long as you have your profile on Parsley, it'll automatically start comparing your numbers that you're doing in fights to people in your spec on
And
your
then
server.
what? And then what? Does it like upload it automatically? What
I
does
believe it
do?
goes ahead and uploads it.
Oh my god,
Wow.
that's too much. I don't want to be like doing something and then someone said, "Wow, Diana didn't do very good that
Oh my
time."
gosh. Yeah, like you really have anything to worry about. Top 10.
Well, well,
I know, right?
no. Like on
And the
tournaments
award
like
goes
that.
to. I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
No.
I'm kidding.
No, I don't. I think that you actually have to put in your Parsley account for it to actually automatically upload
Oh,
it.
okay.
So
Yeah,
you actually have to initiate it. But it's still kind of cool for those people that want to be, start comparing themselves to the top people in SWTOR in their spec. So that's definitely kind of cool. So definitely we'll have a link to some of that, what's going on in Star Parse. We also had a message for Corellian Run Radio. This was from Higgy, so we'll go ahead and play that.
Hey, Heather and Jason. Just glad you guys are bringing this to the other players' attention, because I know, a.k.a. Higgy here from Jedi Covenant, that a lot of people have asked, knowing that I follow some podcasters and other sites, if I knew how come we weren't getting the subscriber rewards. Well, I'm glad that you guys have popped this up on your site. It just happened to come across it on Facebook, and keep up the good work, guys. And I enjoy listening to the next airing of Corellian Run Radio on Sunday. But I catch it on YouTube because I'm either in game or I'm watching football because it's football season.
Yep, it definitely is football season. Thank you, Higgy, for giving us that message. Yes, what he's referring to, the subscriber rewards, are the ones talking about Nico Carr. You definitely will get all those subscriber rewards once the expansion is out. So if you are qualified for any of those rewards, you will see them when the expansion goes live this coming October. Actually, 1 month for early access. Can you believe that? 1 month.
Yeah,
That's pretty cool.
that's soon.
That's
And isn't
so
that
soon.
exciting? He did the
Better
voice
level up now.
message.
I know, he left a voice
Yeah.
message. That was awesome.
Yeah, so you guys need to leave more voice messages so we can put you on the show.
Yeah, right there along the right side of the website, you'll see a thing where you can send a voicemail. So definitely leave us a comment or two. Definitely. And who knows, you might get it played on the air. The other last bit of information we're going to talk about, it has to do with TwitchCon. TwitchCon is where BioWare will be having their next live stream. That's going to be Friday the 25th and also Saturday the 26th, 2015. And it's going to be on the twitch.tv/SWTOR. And they will be going over actually Chapter 1. So that will be interesting if you want to tune in and see a little bit about that, about the opening for the Outlander storyline. You can tune in for that. We'll also have a link to that, a news article, and the times for that in our show notes. So I think we'll go ahead and move right on.
Hi, this is Cash from Extra Life Orange County. Just reminding you of the Extra Life Marathon that's going to be taking place November 7th. Come play games and heal kids.
Is it my turn?
www.extra-life.org.
Or are you playing something?
Yeah, that was just another reminder from Cash there at the Orange County Extra Life group. Extra Life will be coming up November 7th of this year. So if you have a group or your guild wants to get involved with that, we will put a link to that, and you can also check that out. The website is extra-life.org. So you definitely want to check that out for any information on that. And as they say, play games and heal kids.
I'm horrible. Totally interrupted that. But okay, well. So if you're looking to get your guild noticed or want to announce an upcoming event, you could do that in the voice message. Just send us a little voice thing, and we can put that in the show if you have an event. But you can also contact us. You can email us or leave us the voice message. Like I said, you can email corellianrun@gmail.com or heather@prettylittlesith.com. But thanks to everyone that has contacted us. And stay tuned for more recordings in the future.
Definitely. Don't forget to also check out the articles on CRR this past week. Please take a moment to leave us a positive feedback on iTunes. You can subscribe to our podcast on iTunes or your favorite podcast app.
If you'd like to contact us or have any questions or ideas for discussion topics, email us at corellianrun@gmail.com. You can also follow and tweet us on Twitter at corellianrun. My personal Twitter handle is @Heather_PLS, and Jason is @JT_HollowNet. If you're on Facebook, like our Facebook page, or you can also join our Facebook group. You can also leave a voicemail for us on the website, www.corellianrun.com, or on our Facebook page that could possibly be featured on the show. Finally, if you'd like to be a writer or submit content for our website, send an email to Jason, and he's jason@corellianrun.com.
That's going to wrap it up for us at Corellian Run Radio. I want to thank to everybody that joined us in the chat room today. Definitely thank to all the fans, followers, and all the loyal listeners. That's going to be all. And until next time, I'm Jason.
I'm Heather. May the force be with you. Or keep those blasters by your side, kid.
You've been listening to Corellian Run Radio, a Star Wars The Old Republic podcast. Tune in next time to hear Heather say,
Fallen Empire Countdown.
End transmission.